Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of the 2021 Geodesign Summit. For all of you who joined us yesterday, welcome back. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time today, welcome. You're joined by thousands of your peers and geodesign thought leaders from around the world. They're all with us here today. So what's in store for us on day 2? First, if you liked what you saw yesterday, you're in for a treat, because it's just as good today. We have an exciting lineup of speakers on deck to share how they're using geodesign and GIS to take their work to the next level. You'll see an inspirational keynote delivered by the Vice President of Conservation Science at one of the world's most respected conservation organizations, the Jane Goodall Institute. You'll also hear from a wide variety of exciting speakers applying geodesign in far-reaching domains, including coastal resiliency, large collaboratively driven regional planning efforts, quantifying ecosystem performance in urban landscapes, improving health and safety at project sites, and even how experts have engaged in geodesign processes to reimagine, rehabilitate, and improve one of our country's most urbanized waterways, the LA River. Additionally, like yesterday, we'll host another panel discussion where you'll hear more from some of our great presenters. So you name it, it's on deck for today. I'd also like to remind everyone and encourage you to share your questions for our speakers via the Q&A function in your viewing interface. Presenters will do their best to answer your questions via the chat as they come in. But if they're not able to get to it, they'll follow up with a reply as soon as possible afterwards via email. So for our newcomers today, I wanted to take just a quick moment to lay the foundation once again to get us started. Much of what you'll see from our presenters today either mimics the geodesign process shown here, or in other cases, focuses very deeply into one or more of the core elements of it. Yesterday, we summarized geodesign as being data, evaluation, and impact-driven design. And I want to spend just a few moments reinforcing those points here today. First, data-driven design. This tenet emphasized at the inception of our planning and design alternatives that they are rooted in and informed by contextual data. This means that we don't just place a templatized design in space and call it a day. We don't try to fit that square peg in a round hole if the surroundings don't allow for it. Doing so lands your project on the nightly news, and not in a good way. It's these environmental, social, and infrastructural mismatches that we aim to avoid early in the design process, ensuring that what we propose is better than what we would have come up with had we not leveraged this contextual data from the start. Next, evaluation-driven design. This tenet emphasizes that our planning and design alternatives are, as the name suggests, evaluated based on clearly defined performance metrics. And as we've seen from multiple presenters, these metrics are often project dependent and can be both quantitative and qualitative in form, both of which, by the way, can be supported by GIS. And evaluation isn't enough. If our project isn't performing as needed, we iterate, we adjust, we tinker to get it to where it needs to be. And finally, impact-driven design. This tenet recognizes that evaluation elements can be further enhanced by coupling our designs with more complex analysis simulations, thereby illustrating our project's impacts on larger interconnected systems. A housing developer, for example, may have evaluation metrics related to things like price, square footage, and the number of units. And these may be useful, but unless we scrutinize that project based on a wider array of factors powered by larger impact simulations, like traffic or stormwater that project will create and introduce into the larger community, we're more likely to be contributing to our community's problems rather than fixing them. Geodesign can help us understand the cascading impacts of our design choices, and that's essential to improving our communities and the planet. Now, These are but a handful of the critical differentiators that sets geodesign apart from other ways of doing. And all of these things are what you're going to see in greater detail today.